Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the fridge. On the menu tonight, World of Tanks. Tonight we're going to take a look at one of the older tanks in the game, and one of my personal favourites, the E100. Starting with the firepower, we find a 128mm cannon, which we will promptly ignore and rather look at the 150mm gun. You get 246mm of penetration, which is a little on the low side, but you do get 750 alpha strike, which is very nice. Reload time is just over 19 seconds, which gives you just about 2350 DPM. Accuracy is poor with 0.38, and an aim time of 2.78 is slightly slower than something like the IS-7. Turret traverse is 20.86 degrees per second, which is better than the mouse but behind the Type 5. Depression and elevation is 7 degrees down and 20 up, which is decent but can be a problem when trying to hit short tanks in a face hug given just how tall the E100 is. Survivability is very solid with 2,700 hit points. Frontal turret armour is 250mm with 150mm on the sides and rear. Hull armour is very stout as well with 200mm on the front, 120mm on the sides and 150mm on the rear. Mobility is not something the E100 does well, with 130 tonne of tank being pushed around by 1200 horsepower. You end up with a power to weight ratio in single digits. And this means you're going to want to avoid climbing hills if at all possible. Top speed is 30 km an hour forwards and 15 in reverse, and a hull traverse of almost 30 degrees per second isn't bad, but you're not going to stack up against any of the more mobile heavies like the IS-7. Concealment just isn't a thing, although if you sit still someone may mistake you for a bunker or a house. The spotting isn't bad though, with a 400 metre view range. So how does the E100 play? Well, it's a super heavy tank, with thick armour and a lot of hit points. You should be the tip of the spear, getting up close and personal with your enemies and using your weight to push them around. Trading hit points and using your armour effectively allows your teammates to flank around and fight the Reds while you're engaging them. The E100 is two square blocks plonked on top of each other. There's no shapes, no slopes, nothing like that. You need to keep your turret rotated while reloading to prevent the Reds from punching heat rounds through your turret face. Your lower plate is weak and everybody knows it. You need to find things to keep it protected, such as smaller tanks, piles of rubble, or a small hill. Side scraping is a very effective tactic, but you've got to make sure you get your angles right so that you don't expose your lower plate when you pull back to take a shot. The E100 has suffered at the hands of power creep over the years, so it does take a switched on driver to get the most out of it. With AP, heat and HE rounds all being valid options, you need to make sure you're using the right ammunition against the targets you face to get the best results. AP works well on mediums or the side of Russian heavies. High explosive works quite well against tanks like the Batchat. Heat rounds are the answer to other super heavies. I hope you enjoyed tonight's offering. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Check the links in the video description to my Twitch, Discord and Patreon accounts. Thanks for joining me in the fridge. I'll see you again soon.